Receiving email, also known as inbound, is super powerful if you know how to use it. Today I want to show you a fun little app I built for myself that allows me to forward emails onto a service that then reminds me in a certain number of days or hours or minutes based on whatever I send to it. Now, you can do all of this within Resend and within the free tier. So let me show you how it works. Now, before I show you what I built and walk you through some of the code, let's first of all think about email as input. Think about it like a form. Whenever you submit a form, you send that data off. You can do this very same thing with email. So your users can send along data to you. You can process it, forward along, extract a PDF, process it with AI. Anything like that is available to you once you have the data. Email is simply another way to input data into whatever app or system you want. Today, I want to show you how I did this with my Remind Me application. So here you can see that I've got this address right here. Anything at updates.webhookstore.dev for me will send it to me in however many minutes. In this case, 1 minute. And I can actually come in here and cancel this. Let's see if I get it in time. Maybe I did. Maybe it got sent out. You can see this one was supposed to be 10 minutes. I sent it just about 5 minutes ago. So it's got about 5 minutes left. Now, we can actually send ourselves something like this as well. So let's take an email like this one right here, and I want to forward it to myself for later. So I'll click forward, and I'm just going to simply say 1 day at updates.webhookstore.dev. Now, once I send this thing off, you'll see that it'll send it, and then it will find it in the application. So if I jump back into the application, you'll see 23 hours, 59 minutes. Here it's forwarding this to me again. So I can make sure that it'll come back to me, and that way I can read it when I need to. So very much like a read it later service, but for email. And of course, you can snooze in your own email inbox, but if you're like me, you've got several different clients. So it might be nice to have this as a third-party service and one that you can roll yourself. So how are we doing this? Well, first of all, we're using a webhook. So I've got this webhook inside of Resend. You'll see that these emails have been sent to me. I've processed the emails in my webhook, and then I'm going to forward them back based on a certain time, right? So a day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So what does the code look like? You'll see that I do have an API webhook remind route, and I've got this spun up using ngrok. So I've got my local server running, and I simply got this passed along, forwarded along using ngrok because I'm testing it locally. But obviously, if this is in production somewhere, you would just use that URL. So what I've done is I've sent this URL over to my webhook. So the one I just showed you here, right here, API webhook remind. So this exact route is what we're going to look at. So in the route, you'll see that I've simply got a post request that grabs all the text. We actually have examples like this in our documentation you can check out. We go ahead and verify that it actually came from the webhook, so it can't just be posted from anywhere. And then once we get this all processed, we check to see if it's a type of email received. If not, we just simply return out of this. That's the only webhook event I'm listening for, so that should be the only one I get. You'll see then I grab the incoming email's content. So I have to get that email. And the reason we do it this way is it allows you to kind of pick and choose exactly what you need. We don't just dump all the data on like a serverless function, for instance. You can grab, first of all, the data. If it happens to have attachments, you can also process through all of those as well. And then you'll simply grab this and you want to forward it back to the email it came from. So we're going to grab that as well from the data we get from Resend. Now, I can use the time. The way I've set this up is it can use like 30 days, 2 weeks, anything like this that has a number followed by days, weeks, minutes, and it will grab that, extract it out. Obviously, just some very basic regex. I'm the only one using this, so I can do whatever I want, and that's what I've done. And then we'll simply forward it along. So you'll see I forward along the actual email from my email address, and this is just an env variable. I'll forward it back to the address, the same subject that they came with, and then I send along the HTML and the text that came from the email itself. If there's attachments, I do that, and then I schedule it for that time. Now, here's one important thing. Here I'm using a header to actually link this to the previous message, so it'll come up in that same thread. And that's it. And using email, I can receive that data, process it, and then forward it back to myself. Now, again, I can cancel it as well. We've already seen that. And if I come over here, you'll notice we still have some time on both of these. I can just come over here and cancel this one if I want, and this one will never be sent to me. So I've got control over this because it lives in Resend in kind of this cute state. I can kill it when I want to, and then other ones that I have sent, like this one that we'll send in a minute, should show up back forwarded to me, ready for me to read when I'm ready for it. I hope that was inspiring to you to know how to use emails as input. Now, this unlocks a whole new way of inputting into your application. I've got a bunch of other tutorials like this where I've just built custom apps for myself. Let me know what you want to see, and let me know how you're using received emails as well. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Happy emailing.